Hello, everybody. This is Dave McGarry at davemcgarry.com, and welcome to another video blog. Today, I wanted to first start off by telling you that on Fridays you can expect to have what I'm going to call Open Blog Friday. And what Open Blog Friday is going to be all about is just kind of some rambling and some talking about different things that interest me and what comes out that in maybe say the news or what have you. And it's open for discussion. If you ever have any topics that you want to discuss with me, feel free to comment. Each week you can just kind of get a little bit more insight as to what my thinking is, and it can range from self-improvement to how to step by step, what I'm doing with my websites, just a number of different things. Anyway, that's what Open Blog Friday is going to be all about. And speaking of Friday, I'm excited because tomorrow night I have date night with my wife, and we're going to go see Trace Adkins. Many of you guys either know him as the country singer, or some of you guys know him as the apprentice. He was on the Celebrity Apprentice. We're excited about that, and we're going to go see him tomorrow night. But today, on this first edition of Open Blog Friday, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about finding your strengths. And what I mean by that is there was a gentleman that I came across several years ago by the name of Marcus Buckingham. And he wrote a book called First Break All the Rules. I picked it up and I thought that was very intriguing. And I read the book, and then I read his sequel, which was Now Find Your Strengths. And really what the premise behind this is that we always seem to focus in on our weaknesses. And one of the questions that I kind of hate the most, especially when I was hiring personal trainers, was people would ask, what is your weakness? And I just find that question just kind of I don't know, totally out of sync with what happens. Because when you look at it, first of all, when someone answers that question in an interview, they always turn their weakness into a positive. So you never really get their true weakness. But yes, we all have our weaknesses. And don't get me wrong, I have mine. You can ask my wife. But what Marcus Buckingham talks about is finding your strengths. And he found his strengths early on. As a kid, he actually was called to read upon a passage in front of a group of students, and what he found was that the more kids that were there, the more it excited him, and the better he did at reading and presenting. And obviously, he's made a huge career out of that now. He presents people all over the world and speaks to all sorts of people. So he took that opportunity and found that he was strong in terms of presenting in front of lots of people. You need to find your strengths, and one of the ways you can do that is you can go on to his website and take a Strength Finders test. I actually did that, and it's pretty interesting because I found out several things about myself that I didn't necessarily know. I mean, that really I was strong at that. Like one of them being I'm visionary. I have high areas of visionary, and I think about that, and one of the things I spend a lot of time on is seeing what different trends are going on in the marketplace and business, and I just I love that. I get excited about that, and I get excited about researching that. Another one is positivity. I kind of get that from my dad. He had a great attitude and passed that down to me. Another one that I find is interesting is I'm what's called an arranger. I like to take a number of different moving parts and put it all together. So those are a couple of my strengths that I have. You should go check it out and see what some of your strengths are, because the more that you can play to your strengths, the more fulfilled you're going to be personally. In the book, he gives a lot of different examples. I used to use Tiger Woods as an example, but maybe I'll refrain from doing that now moving forward. But look at anybody that's successful, and I like to look at sports players, but it could be business people. Steve Jobs with Apple. I mean, he is a tremendous presenter and also visionary person in terms of that's the way I see his strengths. You can look at athletes. You can look at just ordinary people and see their strengths. But one thing that you need to do is you need to find your strengths. And the sooner you can find out what your strengths are, the more fulfilled you're going to be, and then the more you're going to be able to play to those strengths moving forward. So, overall, the real main message I have for you today is to go out, or you can go on the website and check out, Marcus Buckingham, findyourstrengths.com, I think is the name of the website. But figure out what your strengths are. Obviously, be aware of your weaknesses, but focus in on developing your strengths and becoming better at utilizing those. And in the long run, your opportunities and your fulfillment is going to be much higher. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up today's Open Blog Friday. Short and simple. Like I said, if you have anything you'd like to talk about, let me know. I can, put those on the list to talk about future Fridays. But until the next Friday, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.